Autumn leaves flutter to the ground, settling gently on moss-covered graves of those long dead, some even forgotten in a cemetery lost in time.
The government who took over cemeteries back in the 60s, for some reason, never actually even knew about this one.
All Saints Anglican Cemetery has been on this spot since 1880. Stories of this area's pioneers lie in these graves, some untold, some lost forever. Most of the year, the cemetery is quiet with the exception of people like Bill Yearley, who takes care of it, and Sylvia Catchpole, who visits ancestors and relatives who rest here.
My great-grandfather came into the valley through Maple Bay.
Today they are joined by those who come back once a year to honor and mark the graves of those who served in conflicts as far back as the Boer War and returned home to become citizens in their communities.
He was born in the Channel Islands in Guernsey, off the coast of England there in 1842.
Some upstanding, others like Daniel Mingy, colorful.
He was the first constable in the Chemainus area, and he had to deal with things like whiskey traders and dispose of the whiskey. And when asked how the disposal of the whiskey was coming, he told his superiors, "I'm disposing of it as fast as my constitution will allow."
Following a long Couch and Valley tradition, white crosses with poppies and sprigs of cedar are placed on the graves of veterans in cemeteries throughout the area. It is a tradition that nearly died when formal November 11th services started replacing it in many communities about 50 years ago.
In Couch, and it got down in the early 1960s, I believe, to one volunteer, Alice May Kennett, who was very elderly but laboriously went through Mountain View Cemetery placing crosses.
Today, school children, cadets, and Couch and Valley citizens now place crosses in about 9 cemeteries in the area, including this one, while listening to the tales about veterans that Mike collects, determined that like this once-lost cemetery, their stories will not disappear. In Chemainus, I'm Teri Church.